This is the Behind the Line podcast, and this is Pacific Northwest Headline News in 3 minutes for Wednesday, April 13th, 2022. Well, to go right along with my story from yesterday about Washington and Oregon schools, this is a report from Jason Rance at KTTH. Middle school students at Whatcom Middle School will perform in drag in the coming weeks, and the district is paying them to do it. Bellingham Public Schools held a contest called Think Big. A group of judges awarded up to $2,500 in funds to club leaders pitching innovative ideas on using the funds. Students said they would build storm gardens, provide syrups to graduating seniors, and even help meet student transportation needs to and from school. But guess who won? The Gender Sexuality Alliance Club had a controversial idea, a student drag show. And apparently the judges liked it because that's what they're going to do. Isn't public school in Washington wonderful? The city of Tacoma's new police chief held a community safety meeting Monday night, sort of outlining his plan to reverse the soaring crime rate. In the past 12 months, Tacoma has seen double-digit increases in crime. One of the top questions asked was why they don't see more police officers patrolling, and he claims that if you've been paying attention, we've been much more visible over the last 2 to 3 weeks. He also said they are supposed to have 362 officers, but they're short by 55, and they're in a hiring push right now. Another top question about property crime, but he said they need to focus on violent crime right now, and once they get that under control, they can focus more on property crimes. He also said they've hired an outside company to help develop a crime response plan. Moore will give City Council an outline of his goals April 19th. A community focus group is scheduled for April 20th. And if you thought masks in Washington were going away, think again. Right now, King County is seeing an average of 484 new cases each day. That is 3 times the number of cases reported about a month ago, according to the King County Health Department. That is still a much lower number than the peak of Omicron, when King County was reporting 6,500 new cases a day. But now, Washington is forming a work group of public health officials to help recommend metrics for reinstituting a mask mandate. State public health official says the rise in cases is concerning, but the state is not alarmed. And yet, back to the masks at some point. Oregon's top judge for settling disputes between citizens and state agencies is facing child pornography allegations. Chief Administrative Law Judge John Mann was booked into Washington County Jail last month on 10 counts of first-degree encouraging child sexual abuse. He was released on bail hours later. He is currently on unpaid administrative leave from the state of Oregon. These are the people running our criminal justice system, folks. A new study has graded states by how well they handled the coronavirus pandemic and its subsequent restrictions and lockdowns, showing a stark contrast between liberal and conservative states. The study compared state performance on metrics including the economy, education, and mortality of the virus, and examined how states, their respective governments, handled the pandemic response. Shutting down their economies and schools was by far the biggest mistake governors and state officials made during COVID, particularly in blue states. We hope the results of this study will persuade governors not to close schools and businesses the next time we have a new virus variant. New York, California, New Jersey, and Illinois were among the worst in dealing with the coronavirus, performing poorly on every measure. These states had age-adjusted death rates, they had high unemployment, significant GDP losses, and they kept their schools shut down much longer than almost all other states. Washington, by the way, also ranks very poorly in this study. States like Utah, Nebraska, and Florida, all governed by Republicans, scored among the highest on the list, scoring 1st, 2nd, and 5th, respectively. I have a feeling we're headed down repeat road here in Washington, Oregon, and California on this coronavirus garbage. This has been Pacific Northwest Headline News in 3 minutes. For more, visit BehindTheLinePodcast.com. Thanks for listening.